ready to go. This, I want to show you real quick, is your smart key. As you can see, there's no key. Basically, it's got a sensor in it. The vehicle will start with this here in your pocket, in your purse, in your jacket, but you do have to have it with you when you get in the vehicle. I'm just going to throw it in the cup holder here and put my foot on the brake. When this light turns green, push the button, and it'll start all by itself. So it's kind of cool. I like it because you can't lock your keys in the car, which is pretty awesome. Because when you get out, it'll know if the key is in the car, which is kind of cool. First of all, let's talk real quickly about the gated shifter. I like it because it's real easy to manipulate. Over to the right, down 3 spots, boom, boom, boom. I know I'm in drive. If I go to the left, I go to my sequential shifter, which actually will allow me to manipulate the transmission like a clutch, or like a 5-speed, but without the clutch. So it's kind of a cool deal. So we'll go back over to drive, which is where we're going to drive about 99% of the time. This has your overdrive in it, which has your best fuel economy. So it's kind of a neat little deal. While you're down here, let's talk about the 4-wheel drive shifter. Basically, this is a shift on the fly. Right now we are in high 4-wheel drive. And then if we wanted to go into low, we could go into 4-wheel drive low. And that's basically just a shift of the button. And somewhere up here it starts clicking and doing this stuff. This is what happens when you're on, you know, if you can see out there, snowpack, stuff like that, when you still want to be traveling 50, 60 miles an hour. In order to get it into low, which would happen if you had like a foot of snow to go through, which, believe me, this thing will go through that and more, you need to make sure you're in park, in neutral, whatever, and then basically push down and turn to the right. But we don't need to go there, so I'm going to actually switch this back to 4 high so that we can have the best fuel economy. Alright, so let's go. This particular model, I can feel it already. It does come with the leather seats with heated seats, which is kind of cool. My gosh, what doesn't this thing have? There's so many things on here. We're going to actually go out this way. We're going to take a quick, probably 5-minute trip. Talking about safety real quick, I want to talk about that Star Safety System. The anti-lock brakes, of course, everybody knows that allows you to brake very heavily and still not lose control of the steering on the vehicle, so you can still actually steer around obstacles in the way without sacrificing braking. The brake assist is the second point on the Star. That allows you to use 100%. Actually, the vehicle will actually help you brake 100% of the braking on the vehicle when you have a panic strike of the brake. Now, why does it do that? Well, if you got a sore ankle, or if for some reason you hit the brakes in a panic strike, and a panic strike is a good, hard, quick strike of the brake, it actually at that point will help you apply 100% of the pressure to the brakes. The electronic brake force distribution is kind of complicated. What it means basically is that each individual wheel has a different braking capability. The electronic brake force distribution actually senses how much each individual wheel can handle when it's in a heavy-duty braking situation, and apply 100% of the braking capability for each individual wheel, so that each individual wheel will not lock up and allow you to brake 100% maximum braking pressure that the vehicle will allow. Traction control obviously is just that. It allows you to, oh gosh, and I went the wrong way. Anyway, we'll make this work. Usually this is where I have my acceleration test, where everybody goes ooh and ah, and I break the law by speeding. But we'll do that maybe on the on-ramp over here. It'll give you a good idea of what that's all about. Stability programming. It's the 5th point of the Star. Kind of interrupted myself, but the 5th point of the Star is the stability programming. That allows the vehicle to corner. Like the electronic brake force distribution, each wheel can actually work independently of each other. So when you're actually cornering, if the vehicle wants to go out of control, allows each individual wheel to brake and allow you to corner safely. That's kind of an elementary description of that, but it's exactly what the vehicle does. It's a little more complicated than that, but I don't want to get too technical because, you know, the system it works, and it's amazing. Some of the features on this vehicle, we'll start from over here, like I talked about earlier. 4 all 4 windows are auto up and down in power. You've got your power locks, which, like I say, the smart key will operate some of that, and of course trying to corner safely here. I want to be in the left lane, so I'm going to hit it here. There we go. Alright, this particular vehicle comes with a leather wrapped wheel. It has your audio controls, and it also has your Bluetooth controls, and some of this voice recognition will actually apply to the navigation system. We have over here, which is going to be hard for you to see, we've got power mirrors, auto or your dash light dimmer. Down lower we've got a button for the rear window wiper and defogger. We've got a button for the power outlet, the 110-15 volt power outlet in the back, and we've also got a button for the roll sensing curtain airbags. In the event of a roll, this particular vehicle will actually deploy the airbags. You don't have to have an impact from the side, but in a rollover situation the airbags will deploy, thus making the rollover much more survivable. Didn't get a chance to accelerate too much here, but I'm going to accelerate through this ramp here. Try not to hit anybody. But I've got about 1.5 miles to really make this thing work. And I'm going to jump into traffic here and show you already highway speeds and up and running. Actually, it's 75. So the speeding is only between me and you. Don't tell my manager. That would not be good. But yeah, you can see as a 6-cylinder, this thing has plenty of get up and go and plenty of power. It is not underpowered as a 6-cylinder by far. The variable valve timing technology in this thing actually allows the vehicle to exceed some V8s when they are not so equipped. So it's very amazing engine technology in this vehicle. And I could go into more and more of that and kind of bore you to death, but suffice it to say that little demonstration of acceleration should more than answer your question about that. There's a lot of stuff on this thing. We've got a panel here that displays a lot of information. This is your trip computer. This right now we're showing 67 miles in range left in the fuel tank. It also has your compass. It has your outside thermometer. It also has your clock. If we stroll up a little bit from here, we've got an auto-dimming rear view mirror, and we've got quite a few controls up here on the top. We've got our traction and stability programming off button. We have A-Track, which is a traction control function, and DAC, downhill assist control, is actually the ability of the vehicle to travel downhill without input from you. It actually feels its way downhill, and all you need to do is basically steer it in the right direction. It will navigate down a slippery slope without having any input from you. When you get to the bottom of the hill, hit the brake or hit the gas, and it disengages. Here we also have our SOS, which is Toyota's Safety Connect. That is how you get a hold of someone in an emergency situation. We've got our garage door openers, our HomeLink system, our overhead light system, and we've got power moonroof controls. So a lot going on up here, and if we look down here a little farther, now we have our audio control system, which includes the navigation. If I want to go to map, I can hit this button here, show map, and there's our navigation. And it shows us out in this area. Obviously, if we want to move out, it'll show a larger area of the area we're in. So it's really nice. Now, if I wanted to, say, load a CD, I would turn the audio system on. Right now it's in satellite mode. And you get jiggy with it. So anyway, let's put a CD in. Hit load, and out pops your area here. Now it'll hold 4 CDs, so it'll you can't see it, but the lights there will show green. You load one, and you hit load again, and it'll keep loading from there. Pretty neat little system. Close that back up. It's kind of cool. I love that. It's always kind of cool. This is a climate control system. This one's automatic. This is air direction. This is air speed. You can turn the whole system off, and this actually allows you to operate your air conditioning, recirculate your front window defogger and your rear window defogger with your power heated mirrors. This obviously controls the driver temp. This obviously controls the passenger temp. If you want them all to read the same, hit dual, and everything in the vehicle will all be the same temperature. Down here you've got some more radio inputs. We've got an auxiliary input for your digital recording device, and a power point that actually allows you to plug in whatever you're plugging into that, so you don't run out of power. Covered a lot of stuff in here. Check that out. Got another 120 volt plug-in right there for computers or game equipment for the kids. Really nice. You know what? I don't know. I've kind of run out of. I've covered so much stuff. I haven't touched on some of the safety equipment that the passive safety equipment. The STAR safety system is Toyota's what they call accident avoidance technologies, which insurance companies really like because they make the vehicle much more survivable in an accident, or it actually is designed to help prevent you from getting into an accident. Now, nothing can prevent you from getting an accident, but these do help. Passive safety features, like your crumple zones, like your side impact door beams, like your collapsible steering wheel. It comes with 7 different airbags. We have smart airbags in the front driver, front passenger. The side airbags for front driver and front passenger are actually mounted in the seat. We have curtain airbags, which are roll sensing, mounted in the roof for all 4 outboard passengers in the vehicle. It also has a driver knee blocker, which deploys from underneath the steering column and actually helps protect the lower extremities of the driver, but it also helps keep the driver propped up in a proper position so all of the other supplemental restraint devices work properly. The vehicle also comes with what I call smart seat belts. They have pretensioners and force limiters. Pretensioners allow you to move around in the vehicle, but they'll always come back to a position where they will work at an optimal level. Because if this had slack in it, I would travel as far as the slack would let me go, and certainly cause more harm than good. The force limiters actually release a little bit, take some of the impact out of the impact, because when you travel forward in an accident, this is restraining you. There is an impact involved there that reduces that amount of impact so that you don't hurt yourself more with the seatbelt than you do the accident. Here we are back at the store. I'm trying to come up with something else to talk about this thing. I mean, it's a lot of information out there. I think that we'll go back into the drive here, and we'll take a quick look at the window sticker, because that's where a lot of information is that a lot of people like to get accustomed with. So I'm sure I left something out. There's so much neat, cool stuff on this thing. But like I say, coming back in and taking a test drive and seeing for yourself how wonderful this thing is. For what the capability is on this thing, you know what? The ride is tremendous. And you wouldn't think that this thing could climb Mount Everest, which it has. Toyota has a reputation for climbing the highest point on Mount Everest of any other SUV out there. So that's quite a feather in their cap. So